Listen, the weather's getting warmer. We're thinking about being outdoors more. We want to get that bikini body ready. Well, there's a lot of things that you can do right now or in the next few months to be ready for summer. Simple things. I see a lot of patients that ask about their belly button. They don't like the way their belly button looks. It's an outie. They want it to look as an innie. They want it to make it look more natural and round. So a belly button surgery, umbilicoplasty, is a very common procedure. This type of procedure is done right in the office, local anesthesia. So that's an easy one. Other things, think about some body contouring. The love handles in your flanks, you have a little pooch in your lower tummy, maybe the saddlebags, the outer thigh areas, you're concerned about that, maybe even the upper arms. These are all areas that can be treated with some mini liposuction or, sculpting of those areas. Those also can be done right in the office. Really can get yourself ready for the summer. Going along those lines too, other people may have concerns that, oh, their butt looks a little small, or they don't like their hip dips, they're too hollow, and maybe their breasts are a little too small. At the same time as using or taking this fat out, doing some liposculpting, we can collect that fat, use that fat and transfer it, do fat transfer to the hip dips, give your butt a little more curve, a little more fullness, maybe add a little bit to your breast, give your breasts a little bit more fullness. Simple procedure that a lot of women are very concerned about is cellulite. They're worried about cellulite. A lot of women get this. It has to do with their anatomy, and you get all these dimples and creases and wrinkles and stuff, especially along the thighs, the outer thighs, the buttocks. A very common procedure now is this new one that's out. It's called Ovally. It's not really that new, but it's the newest. Ovally uses this device to get under the skin, release those tethering kind of fibrous strings that are under the skin, help release that cellulite, make the skin look a little more smooth and more even. That's another simple procedure you could do right in the office, local anesthesia. Finally, this is the big one, but you think about, what's coming up soon, a little more than a month or so is Mother's Day. So mothers, we always got to think about mommy makeovers. There's a lot of things you can do with mommy makeovers. You have a pregnancy, your body changes a lot. It changes the muscles in the abdominal wall. It can cause a loosening of the skin, cause redistribution of fat. A lot of changes with the breasts, with enlargement and then loss of breast volume afterwards with breastfeeding and everything. So there's a lot of things that we can address in that. And, let's say we're starting more from the top. We think about breasts. There's simple breast augmentation or fat transfer to the breast. There's breast lift, where you're going to reposition the breast tissue. Maybe we want to do a breast lift and augmentation, add a small implant or maybe some fat in there too at the same time. And the other thing that would be addressing the breast would be a breast reduction. Some people, their breasts get very, very large and they don't go back to normal, and a breast reduction may be the right thing for that person. Working down, we talked about body contouring, lots of areas of body contouring, your tummy, your thighs, your arms, the back, the bra rolls, the hips, all these areas can be treated. With that, you can also do some fat transferring at the same time if you want to improve the shape of your buttocks or your breasts. And then, the big one we think about is abdominoplasty or the tummy tuck. That's where all the layers of the abdominal wall are addressed, those layers that have been stretched from pregnancy, the muscle's loose, so we're going to get in there, we're going to tighten up that muscle with internal stitching, fix any small hernias. And further to the surface, we think some fat contouring, the waist, the hips, we're going to bring those in a little bit more, create more hourglass shape, curves. And then finally, on the surface is the skin. A lot of women, after having pregnancies, can have very loose skin, stretch marks. And so we address that by removing a lot of that looseness and creating a whole new tight tummy, flat, new belly button, all of that along with the tummy tuck. So there's a lot of things you can do to get ready for summer. These are several, from very simple and basic to much more complex. So if you're concerned about any of these, give us a call. We can talk.